Well, folks, we've reached the end of the line. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to ask you guys to do me a favor. Check out Jordan Perry's 30-minute special that he put up on YouTube. Jordan Perry, if you don't know, I'd put him in my first ever top 5 up-and-coming comics to watch here in Las Vegas. I've known him since I was in LA. Just recently left Las Vegas, now living in New York. He drove cross country in a U-Haul. Congrats to Jordan on the move, and I hope you guys will check out his special. If you guys can check out the link, I'll put it down below in the description box. Leave him a comment, just say Thai Rivera sent me. That'll be nice. If you could please do that, it would be a huge favor to me. Now on to the video. What's up, everybody? Thai Rivera here, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world. So here's the deal. This is going to be my last week as official host of the Ocha bar. All right, so if you saw my post about last week was a really fun time at Ocha. The energy seemed a little off. The comics, though, were really great. Casper was on it. David Hewlett was on it. And when everything is going right, but the energy is still slightly off, you have to look at everything. And when I say look at everything, I'm a huge proponent of also looking at yourself. You can't look at everything else and be like, well, it must have been something with them. It must have just been something in the air. Or maybe the moon wasn't in the right placement. Or maybe we were just coming out of Mercury retrograde, which is technically true, I believe. But anyway, you can't just look at everything else and not look at yourself. And the truth is, the way that Ocha was originally intended, it was meant to be Delilah running the show, and I was just going to be there basically for backup and to supervise. That's what my position was supposed to be in Ocha. The only way that the deal was going to go through, though, was if I was involved. It wasn't going to be able to be just Delilah on her own or just any other host on their own. That's nothing against Delilah. This isn't something about my stuff with Delilah. It's nothing to do with that. But the deal wasn't going to be able to be a deal without me being involved. So everything happened the way it happened. And then when AJ was in charge, it really was AJ being more in charge because I didn't want that much to do with Ocha itself. It morphed into this thing where I was regularly chiming in and making it a little more entertaining when the show would drag ass a little bit. And I was very happy with that. And I still do enjoy that aspect of it. But the fact of the matter was, I've never really wanted to run an open mic. I've run a few shows before, but that's something different than running a weekly open mic. And when you're running a weekly open mic, it does become a bit of a grind. And when AJ dropped out, then Casper came in, and Casper truly was a blessing and is a blessing. I really do like Casper. I like the way he's growing. I like the way he works. I like the way he's willing to just do what he has to do. Doesn't complain about anything. I really do enjoy working with Casper. But what started to happen was, if you haven't noticed, I've been on the road quite a bit lately. So that's made it so Casper's just had to run the show. And it does affect the continuity of the show when I, as one of the biggest moving parts, and I'm not at all trying to blow up my head right now, but I really am one of the biggest moving parts in that show. So with that being the case, and then me going in and out of town, it just makes it so we can't really get in a groove. And it's out of my control that I have to work. Ocha, as I've told you guys before, isn't something that I make money off of. So it's not like I can just be like, all right, I'm not going to go on the road. I'm just going to concentrate on only doing Ocha. Do I think Ocha has the potential to be a moneymaker? Yeah, but that's also going to be limited on the Thursday night. If we start to do something on the weekend, that would be something different. But as it stands, Ocha is not going to be a big moneymaker by itself for us, especially between 3 of us, which is the way that anything would have to be split. Even if it's not split 100% evenly, it would have to be split that way once we start making money anyway. So it would be me, David, and Casper all dividing money, and it just doesn't have the potential to be a big enough moneymaker that I can quit everything else and just do Ocha. Also, it's no secret that I want to concentrate more and more on my content creation. So on the weeks that I am in town, I'd rather concentrate on content creation rather than having to stop what I'm doing at 9 p.m. on Thursday, because I have to stop at 9 p.m., start getting dressed, ready for Ocha to be there by 10 p.m., because me and Casper have to set up, put out the list, all that kind of stuff. And sometimes I do get there at 10:30. Like I said, Casper's great, so he handles a lot of that. He gets there before 10 even. With me having to stop what I'm doing at that point and not be able to do the content creation that I'm working on, whatever video it is I'm editing, which editing is very time consuming, then I have to stop and block off from 9 p.m. until, usually with Ocha, by the time everything's done, I get home. It's usually 3:30 or 4 a.m. Then obviously I have to get some sleep. And so it doesn't leave me a lot of time to work on editing after that's done. So with that being the case, it's kind of like Ocha has become a little bit of a drag on me personally. And I'm not saying anything against anybody. I love Ocha. I love the crew. I love the owner. Note is the owner. I've talked about him before. Nat, the bartender, absolutely love her. Josh, love him too. Then there's what we call Black Josh, who I ended up finding out his name is actually Calvin. We've been calling him Black Josh all this time, but his name is actually Calvin. I love him. I love the regulars that go. Like Faison is one of our regulars. Sister Shayla comes out. And we have some other regulars that I don't know by name, but I really do love Ocha. But my future is in content creation. That's what I want to work on. So with that being the case, I can't 100% dedicate to Ocha, and I don't really like doing things that I can't 100% dedicate to. So the point of all this is that the way that Ocha has always been designed to work out is that whoever it was that was helping me run Ocha at whatever time would eventually be the host, and I would turn over the reins to them. And now we've reached that point. Note trusts me enough that he understands that I wouldn't put anybody in there that wasn't going to be respectful of what it is they have going at Ocha and the business itself. So Casper and David will now be in charge of Ocha. I believe they're going to rebrand the show. Don't quote me on that. So I don't think it's going to be the Thai Comedy Dojo anymore. I don't know exactly what they're going to be doing. And I've told Casper, once this change happens, it is completely on you. You don't have to consult me with anything. You don't have to run anything by me. Just respect the room the way Note wants it respected. You deal with Note from here on out. And if you need me for anything, I'll definitely be there. If there's anything I can help out with, I'll definitely help out with it. But as far as me being a regular part of Ocha, being a part of the decision making, showing up at Ocha every week, that will no longer be a thing. I might stop in to do sets every once in a while, but I definitely will not be a regular part of Ocha anymore. And I really do love what we have going over there, so I hope you guys will continue to support it no matter what it is they decide to do with it. So that's where we're at on that. I do completely trust Casper and David to be able to take care of that show and turn it into something great. I think it's already something great, so I don't think they have a lot of work to do in that aspect. But I do trust in them to make it their own and really make something good out of it. And so this Thursday, 2 days from now, I believe that is, will be my last night at Ocha. I will be putting up a $75 prize for whoever wins set of the night, or if we choose to divide set of the night between first and second. However it works out, there will be $75 up for grabs this weekend at Ocha. I hope you guys will join us. This has been Thai Rivera, the absolute best LGBTQ comedian in the world.